It was a relic, an obsolete obstruction that for more than 80 years was nothing more than a hurdle for the Patapsco River and a safety concern for swimmers. But just last month, the last of the construction crews pulled out of the Patapsco Valley State Park after blowing up and removing the Bloede Dam. WMAR 2 News investigative reporter Brian Kubler first told us about the project back in 2014, and tonight he updates us on what it looks like now and the benefits the state says it's already seeing.
The river now runs through it.
So after about 100 years, it's gone.
It is. Isn't it fantastic? I get stupid excited. I mean, honestly, I feel a little naive in the level of excitement I have watching this river restore itself.
Because after 8 years of planning, American River's Serena McLean can finally see the Patapsco flow the way nature intended for the first time in more than a century. The Bloede Dam was built in 1907, became obsolete just 20 years later, and then just served as a blockage on the Patapsco ever since. Until last September, when the Department of Natural Resources breached Bloede. It took nearly a year to remove the entire structure and grade the riverbank. It was just last month that the last of the construction crews left Patapsco Valley State Park. Bloede was the last of 3 dam removals along this waterway, but it was by far the biggest and most important.
There was a dam here that people kept dying at. Now, we were able to track at least 9 deaths since the 1980s. And I think as you and a lot of the viewers know, especially like in 2014, 2015, like year after year after year, there was someone else that would like die at the dam because they were swimming and playing down below it. So the ability to get that out and remove that safety hazard feels huge.
Now, the most immediate benefit to the Bloede Dam being destroyed is obviously the public safety angle, but there's also an ecological benefit as well, one that could take years for us to see. They're doing that just to measure them to see the health of the species?
Yep, they're looking at changes pre-removal and post-removal.
But already, Jim Thompson with the Department of Natural Resources is seeing it.
Are you shocked by the restoration that you've already seen?
I am. You know, we had this in mind. We did Union and Simpkins dams before, so we had an idea what to expect. But to see it happen here so quickly is just amazing.
I'm gonna put a bigger one in there.
DNR is just beginning its survey of river life post-dam removal.
So this is a much larger adult eel.
Catching and measuring American eel, sunfish, eventually shad and herring. Tracking all the migratory fish to see the impacts of the species finally able now to migrate above where Bloede Dam was. All of it good for the river, better for the bay.
It's very important. Patapsco is a giant contributor to the bay watershed, and you know it goes right down the inner harbor. So this water is visible, I guess, more so than other rivers. And with the addition of the eels going upstream, it starts that whole life cycle. We know that mussels are linked to eels as a host species, and so bringing back the eels means more mussels in the future too.
So it's like a whole ecological rebirth here.
It's like the circle of life. It's really cool.
Now, it will take that circle the better part of about 10 years to complete. The physicality of this waterway is a quicker process, though. State geologists say the original bed, the Patapsco, will be restored, and the river will run the way it did before the dam in about a year or 2. Setting the stage for a comeback.
We're going to see fish move from point A to point B. We might even see small increases in numbers, but to see that really big recovery, you know, we're going to give it time. And the good news is, you know what? We're here. We've got it, right?
With now one of the largest hurdles to river restoration on the East Coast gone. In Howard County, Brian Kubler, WMAR 2 News.
The Bloede Dam removal cost about $18 million of federal and state money. Now, there is one more dam left on the Patapsco that river restoration experts would like to see removed. That is the Daniels Dam, further upriver. Smaller, it has a historical and recreational importance to it that may make it even harder for the state to remove it.